The blood results from the makeshift knife at the prison is in, and it's not John's. So there was a second person at the scene. John wasn't the smallest guy. It might have been more than one to restrain him. Potentially a group of inmates, one with a knife wound. And yet a prison warden still knows nothing. Or at least not sane. And what about Mark Tripp? If he is the same Mark that went to the Hunter's Lodge to see Karen, Connie's the only one that saw him. She will be able to confirm it. Speaking of Connie, while we were at Frank's office, she called the station Brian. Karen's contact she was meant to meet. I remember. He brought Connie something that she thought would be relevant. Let's get over there. Connie might be able to fill in some of the gaps. She's the only one that can link Mark Tripp to Karen. Nice to see you again, Mrs. Marlin. Connie, please. Thanks for coming by. Thank you for calling. Anything you may have could be of help. I'm not sure what more I can tell you. Is there anything else that was off about Karen in the days leading up to her death? She couldn't switch off from work. She was even using the phone here to make work calls. Talking to who? She never said. Just that they were all connected to what she was investigating. Why she was using the phone here? She didn't trust who was listening at the office. She didn't say who or why though. I'd like to get a copy of your phone's call list. Of course, I found one of her notebooks with some scribbles in it. Means nothing to me, but maybe you can make sense of them. I've got it behind the bar. I understand Brian came to the bar looking for Karen. He had no idea she had been killed. I wasn't expecting him to be so upset, actually. I thought he was just one of her contacts. So did I, until he told me they've known each other for a while. He had helped her with the story when she first moved here. She even helped him out with his hospital bill. Hospital bill that must have sent her back. He had been for some tests and brought the results here because he thought he could help with her investigation. That's why I called you guys. I'd like you to have a look at this photograph. That's him, the man who came in for Karen that night. Have you caught him? Not yet. We believe he may be involved in another open case. Now we know for sure he's connected to Karen too. Oh, where did we get the photo of Mark? Okay, nervous to talk at the treatment, made calls from bar, relates the waiter treatment plate construction. Didn't know Karen was killed. Okay. No. Oh, come on. Brian medical report. Abnormal lead levels in blood. Uh-oh. Hospital contact. Predicted monthly death plus 2% actual fact. Most common symptoms: high blood pressure, numbness, jaundice, kidney organ failure. Why? Frank saved 25,000 on material contracts, pipes 10,000, and wiring Morgan and got 12,000. Brick Jarvis and Jarvis 3,000. Friday Sean Jarvis cancelled. Call with health official. Call with Frank Daniels. Monthly death rate up to 5%. Cost cuts, cheaper materials used. No. No. Well, I have no idea. Help. Okay. Karen had proof that there had been cost cutting during the construction of the water plant. Even with cheaper materials, the construction would still need necessary health and safety sign-offs. They would have been signed off at the start when everything was fine, but could the materials affect the water quality in the long run? I imagine so. Who knows how often they make inspections? Water quality standard effects. If the water quality standards weren't met or dropped over time, could that explain the high level of lead in Brian's report? I don't know how else he could get levels of lead that high. Lead. Water-based poisoning? Raised level of lead in the blood would make you very sick very quickly, and if not treated ASAP, there's not much chance of fighting its effects. We only have proof of one case. If we are going to assume someone, we need to get more evidence. Only case that is in what could already be a widespread problem. At least now we have some proof besides what could have been this file. Led to widespread problem, uncovering connections. I got a list of calls Karen has made at the bar from Connie before we left. Frank's office, a payphone, and the prison, multiple calls to each. She was really doing her homework and keeping what she learned away from the office. I'm not surprised. I think it was Clancy that she didn't want to hear. Surely if she was researching a story like that, he would support her. If it affects him, he'll do anything to hide the truth. So now Clancy, the editor of the Tribune, is involved with corruption and murder? Your words. I think we should at least get over there and have another chat with him. We know that we're looking for now. What we're looking for now. Maybe we missed something on Karen's last time we were there. We get what we can from him and then get out. Deal? I know Clancy isn't your favorite person, but surely you can put up with him for questioning. Let's just make it quick. Officer Clarke, you are here. Again. I won't take up too much of your time. Any more than you already have. Make it fast. I understand Karen was making calls outside of the office because she didn't trust someone here. So she thought she was in the middle of some Russian spy drama? A little far-fetched, don't you think? It sounds to me like she didn't trust her boss. If that's the excuse she wanted to use to avoid her doing her work in the office, so be it. She still kept you in the loop, though. She had something big to tell you? All my reports think they have something big. You learn to take things with a pinch of salt. And you work in a relationship with her? It was, what I said, a working relationship. Everything was fine, like it is with everyone. No issues in the office, official figure. Can we talk with you? Yes, we can. Nice to see you, Ophelia. Officer, you're back again. Have you found Karen's killer yet? We're getting close. Will you help? We could find them faster. What do you need? How have things been in the office? It's been pretty tense. Mr. Brown wasn't too happy with me after your last visit. I should keep my mouth shut in the future. And why is that? He said that you were just sniffing around for anything that I shouldn't give you, or I shouldn't give you any ammo to use against us. You're telling us the truth, that's all we ask. Tense atmosphere in the office. Karen seemed nervous to talk in the office. Any ideas why? I wouldn't have said nervous. Mr. Brown would have his moment, but Karen did start talking the brunt of it. What happened? What was it directed? Why was it directed at her? No idea. Something happened though. We could all see it. She was his star reporter then. She wasn't. Has Mr. Brown been acting differently with anyone else? He's been a lot snappier with all of us. He told me to clear out Karen's desk, which I thought was a bit soon. I don't think the boss's interference was helped. They've been here at the office? They only ever call, but it's non-stop. It would be a long way to come from City Hall. City Hall? Why would they be coming from there? The calls always came from an internal number here. I might have checked his calls once or twice. Conflict between Clancy and Karen. Interference from City Hall. No, okay. Reporter, can we take an intervene? John Riley. Okay, so walk me through what happened when you arrived at the house. Like I said, I was only meant to get the fire. It was meant to be an easy job. In and out, no fuss. His office window wasn't supposed to be locked. Let me get this straight. You were hired to break into Frank Daniels' home and steal a file? File. Did I say fire? Maybe. Did you know what was in it? Yeah, that's right. I didn't care what was in it. I'm smart enough now to know not to ask questions. I can't have been worth a man's life though. Once you were in, then what? He must have heard the window smash. I didn't want to hurt him. I wasn't meant to hurt him, but he wouldn't back down. Interview transcript. Paid to steal a file. New jobs, old regime. Our town has given a new lease of life at the cost of our lives. Last year's construction of the water treatment plant saw what many thought would be a new dawn for the town, the sun rising over the years of a struggling economy, but the recent reports show an increase in worker absence from not only the plant itself, but across all industries in an area with over 65% 5% state in symptoms of a sickness that is plaguing our town. Official figures released this week show that hospital visits are up. This month's death rate has increased by 5%, and with no explanation, doctors are baffled as to the origin of the virus. When requested on the matter, chairman of the Water Treatment Board and main activist behind its construction, Governor Johnson, declined to make an official statement. Is another sign of those in position of power feeding their pockets more than their people. How many more must lose their lives before our council and government see the light and bring us out of this dark age of corruption? Karen Whittaker. Okay. New jobs, new town. Our town has been given a new lease of life, from darkness into the light. Last year's construction of water platforms saw a new dawn for the town after years of struggling economy taking us out in the dark ages into the future. The construction of the plant saw a steep rise in jobs and opportunities to the local area, with even more being created as a result. But with the good also comes some bad. Recent reports show an increase of worker absence from not only the plant itself, but across a small number of industries, with many declaring symptoms of a sickness that appears to be present throughout the city. Medical professionals are still investigating the source of the sickness, and no official warnings have been made. Chairman of the Water Treatment Plant Board and figurehead behind its construction, Governor Johnson, has not been available to give a full statement, but was able to give me a few words. Whatever challenges our town faces, we must tackle together head on. We expect a public forum in the coming days to discuss the matter. No mention of monthly death rate. Clancy would rather defensive, don't you think? Even more than usual. If we speak to the cops that way, I can only imagine how he speaks to his staff. Would explain Karen's recent distrust on him. She wouldn't want him watching over her shoulder, interfering. John was hard to steal a file from Frank's home, and there is only one that I know of that has so much controversy surrounding it. For someone to think that Frank was hiding it at his home instead of the office, must know how important it is. Meaning it's someone that's involved, someone directly linked to the water treatment plant wanting to cover up the evidence. Worry about Clancy's involvement, evidence of water treatment plant problems. Okay. Can you tell me why Karen's article was so heavily edited? You are aware I'm the editor. That's my job. I understand that, but don't you think the people deserve to know the truth? Of course. It's the evil boss. Did you think it might have been because the facts weren't the truth? Karen willingly used incorrect data? I wouldn't say incorrect, just exaggerated, and it wouldn't be the first time. Karen exaggerated her findings, edited Karen's article. Surely Karen's article couldn't just be edited that much. Clancy must have some integrity as an editor. I don't think whoever was interfering from City Hall cares much about integrity. Orders from City Hall? We only have Clancy's word about Karen's exaggerating figures. I can see it. But why would he lie? Out of the two, which one has the friend in high places that could be affected by the truth going public? When you put it like that, concealing the truth. If Clancy is taking orders from City Hall, I think it's time we spoke with his friend, Governor Johnson. Doing just what he is told doesn't surprise me one bit with Clancy. The governor seems to be connected to everyone. We need to find that piece of damning proof that ties it all together. It won't be as easy as that, but maybe we will sleep up and give us some. He will sleep up and give us something. Something's better than nothing. I'll let you take the lead. Just remember who you're dealing with. He's going to have an answer for everything. Don't worry, I've got this. Governor, thank you for seeing us. I appreciate how busy you must be. You must be Detective Clarke. I see you brought your partner with you, Detective Huston. Yes, I'm familiar with Mr. Huston. So we'll be happy to answer a few questions. Anything for our boys in blue. I assume you're now aware of John Riley's death. His suicide, you mean? A coward's way out, if you ask me. Suits him perfectly. I don't know if that's something you would want to say publicly. A second-rate criminal that broke in and shot a well-respected man dead in his home. He deserves nothing. I assume you've heard about Karen Whittaker's death. When was the last time you had contact with her? If you have something to say, Detective Clarke, you can go right ahead and ask. We found an article that was due to be published that showed she has spoken with you recently. And you think I had something to do with her death? We're just talking with those who spoke with one on the days leading up to her death. I wouldn't say I got much of a chance to speak. She pestered my office for an interview, which quickly turned out into interrogation. Have you heard the name Mark Tripp before? I can't say that I have. We believe he was involved with the murder of Karen Whittaker and also the fire at Frank Daniels' office. I wouldn't be associated with a man like that. Perhaps you should be out looking for him. I can assure you we're doing what we can to find him. Doesn't know Mark Tripp. John got what he deserves. Karen pestered governor for interview. Okay. Photo of governor and warden. Really? I didn't know you were such good friends with Warden Cromwell, and why would you? You have a lot of well-placed friends. Mr. Cromwell at the prison, Mr. Brown at the Tribune. In my position, you make a lot of friends. You also make a lot of enemies. People that will twist the truth to make you out to be the villain. Anyone you would like to mention? I don't know. Airing my dirty laundry is appropriate right now. Do you, detective? Photo of the governor breaking ground at water plant. That didn't go exactly to plan. He knew just what to say to keep his name out of anything suspicious. He didn't bat an eyelid when I mentioned John O'Carran. This won't be the first time he's been put out on the shot. He knows what he's doing. Then we need to find an angle he can't wiggle out of. What are you thinking? Just give me a minute. I've been thinking about the governor's connection and John's death. Okay, he told us himself that he's good friends with Harry Cromwell, so we know Harry would have his back. What you getting at? What if John's really unnecessary move to minimum security came as a request from him, a friendly favor? Harry would have the power to make that move, no questions asked. And John was no longer surrounded by guards 24/7. Anyone would be able to get to him. And they did. I think you're onto something. Governor called in a friendly favor? Okay. You've done a great service to this town building the water treatment plant. Thank you, it's always good to hear your hard work has been appreciated. Could you tell me about the reasons behind the contract changes and use of cheaper materials? Detective Clarke, I promised this town I would create new jobs and make savings where I could for improvements elsewhere. I did that. I understand that. I just wanted to ask you about the... And never ceases to amaze me how people twist things to find something negative. I did what I promised. End of story. Governor promised to create new jobs. Were you aware Frank's Daniel campaign promised to put health first? A dig at me and my policies, no doubt. Look, policies is full of backstabbing and calculated plans. It's just something I have to deal with. So Frank's article was just an attempt to undermine you? Frank had a good heart and intentions, in the public eye at least. Whatever you think you know about him, his career always came first. I achieved what I wanted to this town, and as hard as he tried, he couldn't change that. Frank tried to undermine governor's achievements. Well, if I'm lost, I don't know. The article that Karen spoke with you about the extent of sickness and death rates had been conveniently left out before being published. What exactly does that have to do with me? Someone in City Hall appears to have had a lot of influence over what was removed from it. You make it sound like as though I had a secret agenda. You're saying you didn't? My agenda is for the truth to be told. People trust the news. They shouldn't be spoon-fed lies when there isn't a story to tell in the first place.